There's 11 things in your bedroom right now that are toxic and disturbing your sleep every single night. Japanese families replaced them a long time ago, and no one ever told you why. They noticed that most of these everyday items were the real reason you cannot work out, why you wake up tired, why your throat is dry, and why the headache is back at 6 in the morning. From the LED lamp on your nightstand to the mattress your face is pressed into for a third of your life, they swapped them all out for healthier alternatives that let the body actually rest. And by the end of this video, you will know exactly what those 11 items are, why each one needs to go, and what a Japanese bedroom keeps in its place. The first item we will go through is the one you plug into your wall every night. Number 8 is the biggest one on the list, and once you hear where it came from, you will want it out of your bedroom tonight. And the last one on this list is not an object at all. It's the single daily habit that makes almost every other item in this video unnecessary. The first one is the little glass bottle plugged into the outlet by your bed, the reed diffuser on the dresser, the candle on the nightstand, and the small machine that puffs a mist every so often. You put it there because the room felt stale in the mornings, and you tell yourself the scent helps you relax. You noticed the headache in the morning and blamed it on the pillow, and you noticed the dry throat and blamed it on the heating. But the real cause was the thing on the wall the whole time. The word fragrance on the label of any of those products is a legal secret that lets the manufacturer put anything they want inside it without telling you. And what they put inside it is a mix of chemicals that copy the shape of the hormones already inside your body. So when you breathe them in all night, your body reads them as instructions it never asked for and starts telling your thyroid, your sleep cycle, and your stress hormones to do things they should not be doing. Every 18 minutes, the little machine sprays a fresh dose of them into the air of the room you are about to spend 8 hours breathing, and the warmer the room gets, the faster it releases. A Japanese bedroom uses kodo, which is a small piece of raw hinoki wood, or a single stick of sandalwood incense, burned briefly before bed, and the scent is gone by the time you sleep. For continuous scent, a raw block of hinoki wood sits in a drawer and releases its cedar oil slowly for years, and the wood is the only ingredient. You thought you were buying a nice smell, but the smell was only the delivery system for everything else the bottle was releasing into your sleep. And the next item on this list is doing something very similar to your body, only through your eyes instead of your nose. Number 2 is within arm's reach of your face all night, and it is the reason you cannot fall asleep even when you are exhausted. The white LED lamp on your nightstand and the phone charging 18 inches from your head are both giving off the exact color of light your brain reads as morning sunlight, and when your brain sees that color, it shuts off the hormone that makes you feel sleepy. Cheap white LED bulbs put out that color at full strength, and the researchers at Harvard Medical School found that its effect on your sleep hormone lasts twice as long as any other color of light and pushes your whole internal clock back by 3 hours. Then you scroll your phone for the last hour in bed, and by the time you finally turn everything off, your brain has spent 2 hours being told it is the middle of the day, so you lie there wide awake and blame it on stress. A Japanese bedroom uses an andon, which is a lantern with a wooden frame wrapped in washi paper, and it gives off a warm, dim glow that the paper spreads softly across the whole room. A single low wattage, warm-colored bulb behind paper does the same job in any modern bedroom, and the phone charges in another room while a small wind-up clock sits on the nightstand instead. The white LED was designed to light up warehouses and factory floors, and someone put the same bulb on your nightstand without ever stopping to ask if it belonged there. The next item is doing something just as bad, only this one is pressed against the thinnest skin on your entire body. Number 3 is the synthetic sleep mask, the shiny black or beige one with the elastic loop and the label promising it feels like silk is not silk. You notice the pink line across the bridge of your nose in the morning, and you notice the itch at the corner of the eye, and you notice the mask getting a little stiffer with each wash. The skin on your eyelids is the thinnest skin anywhere on your body, which means it absorbs whatever it is pressed against faster than skin anywhere else. And what it is pressed against for 8 hours is a piece of polyester dyed with a class of chemicals that are on the medical record for causing rashes on eyelids specifically, and then washed with a fabric softener that leaves a waxy coating on the fibers. You are marinating the thinnest skin on your body in it every single night. A Japanese bedroom uses a real mulberry silk mask, undyed, because silk is a natural protein fiber that feels like silk without needing any chemicals to fake it, and it has been the traditional Japanese eye covering for centuries. The silk look polyester mask exists because real silk is expensive and polyester extrusion is cheap, so the fabric was engineered to look like the material it replaced. You bought the mask to protect your sleep, and you spend the whole sleep with your eyelids pressed against a plastic dye to look like something it is not. This is the kind of thinking that runs through everything a Japanese bedroom does, and Japanese families have hundreds of small habits like it that they have used for generations to keep their house in order. I have pulled all of them together into a book over at thejapanesemethod.com, so scan the QR code on screen, or click the link in the description to get your copy and start transforming your bedroom this week. Now, back to your bedroom. Once you have taken off the mask, look down at the pillow underneath it, because the next thing on this list is the one your face has been pressed into for a third of your life. The memory foam pillow you bought 2 years ago because it was supposed to be shaped for your neck, or the fiber pillow that came in the plastic bag and puffed up when you opened it, are both made of the same oil-based chemistry. You notice the yellow stain in the middle you cannot get out, and you notice the way it smelled for the first 2 weeks after you unwrapped it, and you notice the way it never quite goes back into shape after you sleep on your side. The foam is made up from a bunch of chemicals that keep evaporating for the entire life of the pillow and warming it to body temperature, which is what your face does every night, roughly doubles the amount coming out. The fiber version sheds tiny pieces of plastic every time you fluff it, and neither one can be washed properly. So within a year and a half, both are a small ecosystem of dust mites feeding on the skin cells you shed all night. A Japanese bedroom uses a sobakawa, which is a pillow filled with buckwheat hulls inside a plain cotton case, and it is cool, breathable, and molds to the shape of your neck. When the hulls wear down after 10 or 15 years, you tip them out and refill the same cotton case with fresh ones. The memory foam pillow came out of a 1960s space program that needed a shock-absorbing seat cushion for a rocket, and when the program ended, a mattress company bought the rights and put it in your bed. Your face is on it for a third of your life, and the pillow was designed for a chair in a spacecraft. The next one is what your body is lying on top of the pillow, and it is the reason the sheets feel warm in a bad way in July. The shiny microfiber sheets that came in the plastic bag from the warehouse store, or the cotton set labeled Easy Care that you never have to iron, are two different versions of the same problem. You notice the static in the winter, and you notice the little fuzz balls after the third wash, and you notice that they somehow feel hot even though the label promised they were cooling. Microfiber is polyester spun, so fine it looks like cotton, and every wash tears loose hundreds of thousands of tiny plastic threads that go down the drain and eventually come back through the water supply. The cotton sheets that never wrinkle only never wrinkle because they were soaked in a chemical coating that slowly releases formaldehyde onto your skin for as long as you own them. And formaldehyde is on the same official list of things that cause cancer as tobacco smoke. A Japanese bedroom uses heavy unfinished cotton, or asa, the Japanese word for bast fibers like hemp and rami. All three are naturally breathable, hemp actively pulls heat away from the skin, and none of them need a chemical to lie flat. Both of those Western sheet products solve a problem the appliance industry invented, which is the idea that ironing takes too long, and they solve it by putting plastic and formaldehyde against your skin for a third of your life. The sheet was sold to you as Easy Care, and what you actually bought was a bed wrapped in the same chemical they use to embalm a body. That is 5 things down. Number 6 is the biggest one on the list. You cannot see this one, and you cannot smell it, and there is no label on the mattress that mentions it, but it is in the foam of every mattress made in America between the mid-1970s and 2013, and it is in most sofas, and for a long time it was in the pajamas you put on a child at night. These are chemicals that were sprayed into or blended into the foam to slow down a fire, and they do not stay in the foam. They drift out into the dust of the room, and you breathe them all night, and children eat them off their hands, and once they are inside a body, they behave like hormones and interfere with the systems that were supposed to be running the show. The blood of every American tested for them has them in it now, compared to blood samples from 1973, which had none. They have been linked in real studies to thyroid problems in women, lower testosterone in men, and changes in the weight of children exposed before they were even born. And the newer class of chemicals that replace the first ones are themselves on the official list of things that cause cancer. Traditional Japanese bedding is cotton, wool, and silk. And wool in particular passes fire safety tests without any chemical treatment at all. So a wool and cotton futon meets the same safety standard the chemicals were supposed to meet. Japanese homes were never rebuilt around foam furniture in the first place. So the regulatory panic that put these chemicals into every American bedroom simply never happened there. The reason this one is sitting here in the middle of the list is because of where it actually came from. In 1975, the state of California passed a rule that quietly became the standard for the entire country. The rule required mattresses and sofas to survive a small open flame, and the only cheap way for manufacturers to meet the rule was to soak the foam in these chemicals. The rule did not come from fire safety researchers. It came from the tobacco industry, which was being blamed for a wave of house fires started by smoldering cigarettes, and it needed to shift the blame from the cigarette itself onto the couch and the mattress the cigarette had fallen onto. The tobacco industry set up two front groups with reassuring names like the National Association of State Fire, Marshals, and Citizens for Fire Safety, planted a former tobacco executive named Peter Sparber inside the first one, and spent a decade lobbying state governments to demand the chemicals in every soft object in the American home. It worked. From 1975 to 2013, every mattress in America was soaked in a chemistry that was later shown to do almost nothing to slow a real house fire because a former cigarette executive told a fire marshal it should be. You were told the treatment was for your family's safety. What it was actually for was to keep a cigarette company out of a lawsuit. The next one is the mattress those chemicals were sprayed into, and it is the biggest single object in your bedroom. The memory foam mattress that came in a box, expanded on the floor of your bedroom, smelled for 2 weeks, and now sits under you for 8 hours a night, is made of the same petroleum-based foam as the pillow, and 10 to 15 kilograms of it, warm to body temperature all night. You notice the dip where you sleep that has been there for a year, and you notice the 7-year replacement rule you were told about, and you notice that you cannot air it because it is bolted to a bed frame. Real laboratory studies have measured formaldehyde, benzene, and a dozen other things coming out of the foam every night for years after the mattress was made, and warming it to body temperature roughly doubles the rate. A Japanese bedroom uses a shikibatan, which is a thin, dense cotton floor mattress that gets rolled up and put in a closet every morning, aired in the sun once a week, and refilled with fresh cotton batting every 10 or 15 years by a specialist. The 7 to 10 year mattress life you have been told about is a number invented by the mattress industry so you would buy another one. You sleep on it for a third of your life, and the industry that sold it to you decided it should last 8 years so you would come back. The next one you added on top of the mattress the week you bought it, because the salesman said it would protect the warranty. The crinkly waterproof mattress protector makes a papery sound when you move, and you sweat under it more than without it, and it never quite fits. And the waterproof part of it is a class of chemicals called forever chemicals, and the name is literal because they do not break down, ever, in the environment or in the human body. An independent study of 60 stain and waterproof household products found the chemicals in nearly 3/4 of them, and your skin absorbs them, and you are pressed against the protector for 8 hours a night. 97% of Americans have detectable levels of them in their blood right now. A Japanese bedroom uses a washable cotton pad, changed and washed often, over a futon that gets aired every morning, so nothing needs to be sealed in plastic. The protector was sold to you as hygiene, and what you bought was a plastic film of chemicals designed never to leave your body. You added it to keep the mattress clean, and it will still be in your bloodstream long after the mattress is in a landfill. The next one is the blanket you plug in 20 minutes before bed because the sheets are cold, or the heated pad that goes under the fitted sheet and stays on all night. You can feel the wire through the fabric, and you notice the smell the first time you turned it on each winter, and the controller gets warm to the touch as well. It is a grid of plastic-coated wires warming to body temperature or above, sitting on top of the mattress we just spent 2 items talking about, and warming that mattress underneath it roughly doubles the amount of chemicals coming out of it. The electric blanket is not just adding its own plastic and its own heat to the equation, It is also turning up every other item on this list by a factor of 2. A Japanese bedroom uses a yutampo, which is a metal or ceramic hot water bottle wrapped in a cloth cover and tucked in at the feet. It warms the bed at bedtime, cools slowly through the night, and there are no wires, no plastic, and no heat driving anything else. The electric blanket does not just add a problem, it amplifies every other one. The next one is the bed frame the mattress is sitting in, and the nightstand next to it, and the headboard behind your head. The flat pack bed frame you built in an afternoon, the nightstand that matched it, and the headboard that came in 3 boxes are almost always made of particle board or MDF, which is not wood. It's sawdust glued together with a resin that slowly leaks formaldehyde into the room for years, worst in the first 6 months and still going at 7 years. You notice the way the new furniture smelled for months after it arrived, and you notice the edge chipped and showed brown crumbs underneath the veneer, and you notice that the drawer never quite lined up. Formaldehyde is on the same official list of cancer-causing substances as tobacco smoke, and it comes out of the wood faster when the room is warm and humid, which is what a bedroom with 2 people breathing in it becomes every night. A Japanese bedroom uses hinoki and sugi, which are Japanese cypress and cedar, joined with wooden pegs and interlocking cuts rather than glue. A traditional Japanese bedroom has almost no furniture in it at all, and the clothing lives in a tansu, which is a solid paulownia wood chest that regulates humidity and repels insects without any chemistry. The fiberboard exists because the furniture industry needed to do something with the sawdust from cutting real wood, and flat pack shipping needed a material cheap enough to throw away when you moved. You paid for a bed frame, and what arrived was a box of glued sawdust that releases a carcinogen into your bedroom for the next 7 years. That is 10 things down. Every one of them was an object. The last one on this list is not. The last one is not sitting on your nightstand or under your sheets. It is the reason every other object on this list ended up in your bedroom in the first place, and it is the reason you will go out and buy replacements for half of them within the next year unless something changes. A Japanese bedroom does not need most of the items in this video, and it is not because the objects are better, though most of them are. It is because there is a single daily habit that a Japanese household has kept for centuries, and the habit makes most of these products unnecessary. The habit has a name, and it is hashifuten, and it means airing the futon in the sun every morning, without exception. Every morning, the futon comes off the floor and goes outside, over a wooden pole, a balcony rail, or a line strung across the garden, and the sun does 3 things at once. The ultraviolet light kills the dust mites and their eggs. The heat drives out the moisture that a sleeping adult puts into their bedding every night, which is roughly half a liter of sweat and breath. And the airing lets whatever the fibers have absorbed dissipate into the outdoor air rather than build up in the fabric. The room the futon came from is opened, aired, and closed again, and by evening the futon comes back inside and gets unrolled onto a swept floor, dry, warm, and completely reset. A Japanese bedroom is emptied and reset every morning, and yours is filled once and sealed shut for a decade. And that is the difference that lets them sleep on the same futon their grandmother slept on while you replace everything in your room every 7 years. Go into your bedroom right now, pick the one item in it that fails the hardest on everything you just watched, and replace it this week to something that supports your sleep. And share this video with someone who needs to see it, and click the video appearing on your screen now for more. Thanks for watching. I will see you later.